I rise pursuant to Standing Order 46-2A. I rise to make a statement on a county issue, being the listing of farmers from Narok County at the Credit Reference Bureau and the demand of the alleged outstanding arrears from the farmers by the Cooperative Bank of Kenya. Madam Speaker, the Cooperative Bank of Kenya Limited has advancedly forwarded names and details of farmers from Narok County to be listed in the Credit Reference Bureau, CRB, and has been issuing demand letters to farmers claiming amounts allegedly owed in respect to the input of financial loan scheme for barley and sorghum farmers entered into between the East African Malting Limited, EAML, Cooperative Bank of Kenya Limited, UAP, and CIC insurance companies. This is having far-reaching consequences which are detrimental to the said farmers. In the said demand letters, Cooperative Bank of Kenya Limited has further threatened to take legal action against the farmers or forward the matter to the debt collectors for recovery of the outstanding loan amount. Madam Speaker, the agreement between the farmers and EML was that the farmers would pick inputs from EML, use them to farm and subsequently sell barley to EML. The said agreement also authorized EML to deduct the loan amount owed by the farmers from the proceeds payable to them and remit the same to their financing entity, Cooperative Bank Limited. There was no third-party agreement signed between the farmers of Narok and Cooperative Bank of Kenya Limited. As such, Cooperative Bank of Kenya Limited is not the intended beneficiary of the agreement entered between the farmers and East African Malting Limited and cannot therefore purport to enforce it. Madam Speaker, the Credit Reference Bureau were introduced into the banking industry by the Central Bank of Kenya to ascertain the creditworthiness of customers for loans. This was done following the gazettement of the Banking Credit Bureau Regulations 2008 on 11th of July 2010. The regulations were issued pursuant to an amendment to the Banking Act in 2006. The work of the Credit Reference Bureaus is noble. However, in some cases, it has brought a lot of agony and misery to many Kenyans as they find themselves listed by the Bureau without being heard or noticed to explain themselves. This is the case in Narok County, where many farmers are victims, and these lending institutions that they have listed them at the bureaus, therefore, hinder their operations, and they cannot borrow any more to fund their activities. I urge this House to review the legal framework that created the bureaus with a view of not only protecting the lender, but also the borrowers. Madam Speaker, I therefore bring this matter to the attention of the Senate and urge the relevant government agencies to investigate this fraud on farmers from Narok County with a view of reconcile the accounts of the affected farmers. Compel Cooperative Bank of Kenya to immediately delist the said farmers from the credit reference bureaus and withdraw the demand letters it has written to the farmers on the basis that the bank has no lawful authority under the aforesaid agreement to demand for payment directly from farmers. Madam Speaker, since 2009, when farmers were introduced to insurance policies, at that time, when you look at the households in Kenya, which farmers were taking insurance policies against their crops, it was only at a rate of about 7%. Subsequently, by 2014, that rate had increased to 34%. Today, Madam Speaker, that rate has gone down to 3 to 4%, which clearly shows that the reason why it has gone down and farmers have opted not to take insurance policies is because, one, the insurance companies are not honoring their commitment. Madam Speaker, the farmers of Narok have really suffered. And it is wrong for East African Breweries Limited to come and contract with outgrowers for them to grow barley for them, purport to bring two companies, UAP and CIC, to be able to insure their crops. But then when the crops are damaged by either heavy rainfalls, the insurance companies disappear, EML company also disappear, and then now farmers who never had agreements with cooperative banks are made to pay. Madam Speaker, this matter had been brought into this House as a petition. But because of the weighty matter, talking to the Speaker, Madam Speaker, the Speaker agreed that this matter will be committed to a committee so that we can be able to ensure that these farmers of Narok get what is rightfully theirs. Having listed farmers in the Credit Reference Bureau hindered them. It stopped them from being able to get any other support. So, Madam Speaker, I would want to urge that the committee which you will be able to direct to investigate this matter, invite all those parties, invite the farmers. Madam Speaker, there are over 450 farmers in Narok County who grow barley. These farmers have been growing barley for many years. And then it took about 2 years for them to be told, now we cannot be able to support you anymore because you are listed in the Credit Reference Bureau. They didn't even go to their accounts and sign an agreement with Cooperative Bank. Madam Speaker, the farmers of Narok are just like any other farmers in this country. These are young people who are between the ages of 18 and 35. They are people who should be given an opportunity to be able to grow this economy. If they are insurance companies, and this is why it is important, Madam Speaker, to look at the issues that these insurance companies, the way they operate their businesses. Because if, for instance, financial institutions are now taking over the role of insurance, when it comes to the point where the farmers are supposed to be compensated, of course, because this is not their primary role as a financial institution, they will stay away from that. So, Madam Speaker, I'd like to urge this House to be able, and with your indulgence, to be able to commit this statement or these issues to the committee, and so that these farmers of Narok can be able to get justice. Madam Speaker, I thank you.